everyone, this is Bella Yon, your lead nutritionist and recipe developer here at Metabolic Living. Welcome to today's Metabolic Super Meal demo for the Get Immunity Upgraded 30-Day Challenge. I'm here to upgrade your immunity with tasty, nutrient-rich recipes. They're very, very easy to make and they have simple ingredients that you can find anywhere. So today I'm going to be sharing with you all my cilantro-lime stuffed zucchini boats. Now this recipe is honestly just so fun to me. Great one to get the whole family involved. I just absolutely love it. It's obviously got zucchini, which is high in vitamin C and fibre. But this recipe also contains a ton of cilantro, and cilantro is a really great antioxidant that really just provides full body detoxification support. And we've also got going on here some jalapenos. Now jalapenos, as well as being delicious and providing that spicy punch, they're actually a great dietary source of vitamin C and vitamin B6 as well. As you may know, nourishing your immune system with the right foods is obviously more important right now than ever. But with our lives turned upside down, that can be quite a challenge. That's why we've developed all sorts of different variations for today's metabolic super meal. Whether you follow a paleo, keto, maybe you're a vegan, a vegetarian, or if you follow our balanced metabolic lifestyle, we have got you covered. It's very easy. All you need to do is pop on over to www.metabolicliving.com and you are going to get free access to all of the different tasty variations for this recipe, and you're also going to get free 30-day meal plans and shopping lists. Alrighty, I'm ready if you are, so let's dive in and get cooking. So little note before we get in, this recipe serves 4 people. So as always, feel free to scale it up or scale it down, just whatever works to fit the size of your family. With this recipe, I personally love making the entire thing for 4, and then I like to eat these for lunch, or even honestly just have like half a little boat for a snack the next day. Works really nicely, hot or cold. So ingredients for the zucchini boats, you are going to need 4 zucchinis. Now, I have pre-cut mine already lengthways. This is written in your recipe steps if you're following along in the meal plans, but what you're going to do is cut the zucchinis in half long ways, just like this, and then you're going to scoop out the insides and then just set the insides apart for composting or freezing for soups and stews. But ensure that you do leave a 1/2 inch thick shell of zucchini, literally just like this is perfect, so that you can stuff them and get lots of filling inside. Next up, we're going to use 1 tablespoon of olive oil, avocado oil, or honestly, as always, any stable cooking oil of choice, whatever works best for your family and what you have on hand. And you're also going to need 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. I'm using Himalayan pink salt today. Moving on to our filling ingredients, so you are going to need, yet again, your avocado or olive oil, this time 2 tablespoons of whatever oil you are using. For our protein today, for those following along with the metabolic lifestyle, we've got 1 pound of ground turkey. You can also use ground beef here, and I've actually demoed this a little bit later on as we move forward in the recipe. As always, for those of you following along who are vegans or vegetarians, or maybe you just don't like turkey or beef, no worries at all. You can look at the different meal plans and see all the different variations of protein that can be used in this recipe. Very adaptable. Over here, we've actually got our 1/3 cup of cilantro, just finely chopped. Cilantro is one of our nutritional key players in this recipe, as I noted earlier. And then over here, we've got 1/2 a sweet onion, just finely chopped and diced very small. Moving on to our spice plate for today. So, what we have going on here, on this side, we've got 2 cloves of garlic, minced finely. We've got 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, 1/2 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. We've got a whole jalapeno, nice and spicy, seeded and chopped. And then we've got a lime, it's juiced and it's also zested for a little bit of extra zesty ting into this recipe. Over here, very important, we've got 1 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes. As always, please buy organic if at all possible. And then moving on to our toppings. So you don't have to use these toppings, but this is just the way I like to make this recipe taste very, very delicious. Starting off, we've got a 1/4 cup of goat's cheese just crumbled. Now this is of course completely optional. So for those of you who are vegan and dairy free, please do not panic. As always, of course, you can completely omit this. You could also consider adding some nutritional yeast or your favorite vegan cheese substitute here. Anything will work. We've also got some more jalapeno to make it a little bit extra spicy, seeded and chopped. So feel free to use the entire thing. If you like the heat, you can remove some or eliminate it altogether. As always, it's about finding what tastes amazing to you and your family. And then here, last ingredient, we have a 1/4 cup of cilantro chopped. Yes, we got more cilantro. It's so, so good for you, team. So really pack it on in there. Don't be shy with that. So that's it for the ingredients. Let's get going. So the first step that you're going to do today is preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you're going to line a baking tray with either parchment paper or you're going to lightly grease it with olive or avocado oil. So I've actually prepared this already, but what you're going to do is you're going to get your zucchinis and you're going to brush or drizzle just 1 tablespoon of olive oil over the insides of the zucchini halves, and then you're going to sprinkle them with that sea salt. Then what you're going to do is place the zucchini halves face down on the tray, just like this. And what you're then going to do is bake them for 15 minutes in the oven, just until the zucchinis have softened slightly. Now, when they're ready, you're going to remove the zucchini from the oven, and then you're going to place the zucchinis on a layer of paper towels. Now, this is just going to remove any residual moisture and just make them extra crunchy and delicious. And then once you have drained them, you're going to transfer them to a platter like this, cut side up, ready for stuffing, and then you're going to set them aside. So let's get going and make our stuffing. What you're going to do now is grab a large skillet. So I do like to try and use cast iron when at all possible. And then you're going to add your oil. So drizzle your oil in there. Again, doesn't matter whether you're using avocado oil, olive oil, whatever works best for you. And then you're going to add your protein, whatever that may be. Right now I'm using ground organic turkey, so putting that in there. Setting the plate to the side. Now you're also going to add your cilantro. So getting my diced and chopped cilantro. I actually have a little cilantro herb plant growing in my kitchen, so this is really, really fresh. While I'm here, I'm also going to throw in the sweet onion. Pop all of that in there together. And then, of course, you're going to add your jalapeno. So get your little jalapeno and then scrape that off in there. Again, if you don't want to use the whole thing, that's absolutely fine. You know your taste level a lot better than I do. While we're here, we're going to also add our garlic. So put the garlic in there. And then you're going to add your salt. Just throw that in. And, of course, your black pepper. Pop everything in on the little spice plate. And then mix everything together nicely. Really, really love using fresh cilantro in with the meat. It tastes absolutely delicious. So once you've mixed all of that together just a little bit, you're going to cook this entire thing for 7 minutes over a medium heat, just until the meat starts to brown and the onions are going to start to soften and maybe caramelize a little bit. And then once you've got that and that's cooked, so this will be nice and brown at the time. What you're going to do then is add your diced tomatoes. So pop the whole thing in. And with this, you don't need to drain them. It's okay if there's the tomato juice in there. That's absolutely fine. It is actually going to get absorbed by the meat. And then you're going to add your lime zest and your lime juice. So just squeeze that on in there. Lovely stuff. Set that to the side. Give it a little stir to combine. And then what you're going to do, you're going to cook this entire thing uncovered until a light sauce formed and the turkey is cooked through. This is going to take around 6 minutes, but of course it will depend on what protein sauce that you are using. So when it's ready, it's going to look a little bit like this. So our meat is browned through, all the liquid has absorbed, and now you get to fill your boat. So what you're going to do is grab your cooked zucchini boats here, And then you're going to fill each zucchini with the cilantro-lime meat mixture, just really popping as much as you can in, filling the boats up with the mixture. I really like mine nice and stuffed, so just make sure they're really, really full. Again, no matter what protein source you're using here, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get an absolutely delicious recipe. Really, really fun one. As I said, great for lunch boxes, great for snacks the next day. So just really stuff the zucchini boats full. Obviously try and use as much of the mixture as possible. You can always save the leftover meat or other protein source for something else. So just really stuff them full, and then what you're going to do is distribute the goat's cheese over the top of the zucchini. So just a little sprinkle that on there. If you're not using goat's cheese, no worries at all. You can just skip this step. It does, in my opinion, just make things even more delicious. So generously just pop that on there. Also, if you are using additional jalapeno, and again, you absolutely don't have to, you can just pop some jalapeno rounds on the top for a little extra kick. Another thing to consider would maybe be to add some red pepper flakes if you really like the spice. So I've just garnished the top there with some jalapeno, and then I'm going to pop on my cilantro. So as I said earlier, be generous with this. Cilantro is so, so fabulous for you. There we go, guys. This is looking so, so delicious. And there you have it. You're going to serve that immediately. And I really like to serve my zucchini boats over a bed of cauliflower rice. Now, you can also serve these with wild rice, quinoa, honestly, whatever your favorite grain or root vegetable is, these are going to go great with them. Also, just a little note to say that if you can't find zucchini for any reason at all, please don't discard this recipe altogether. You can actually stuff any other vegetable. Bell peppers really work great here. Squash cells also really work very well and kind of give a fun spin on this one. So there you have it. Here is the finished recipe. It's really delicious. It's immune boosting, of course. If you followed along today, please be sure to snap a picture. I'd love to see your creations and love to see your family enjoying this dish. So please share it on social media using the hashtag #GetImmunityUpgraded. I really hope you'll join me again tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern for another absolutely delicious recipe. We are going to be making Thai collard wraps. Now, I absolutely love the flavors of Thailand. I visited there 2 years ago and I kind of stole some of their flavor ideas to use in this recipe. They're really authentic and they truly just taste incredible. I promise you, once you've learned to wrap a collard leaf into a burrito, you will be eating these all the time. They're amazing. If you missed the start of the Get Immunity Upgrade Challenge, or if you joined late, please don't worry, you can still join and you can access all of our free recorded demos over at www.metabolicliving.com. Plus, we're going to give you free workouts and we're also going to give you a 30-day meal plan with grocery lists and recipe customizations to fit your preferences. We have got something for you, whether you're paleo, vegan, keto, or anything else, we've got you covered, I promise. Also, please be sure to follow us on social media. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and we're also on YouTube over at Metabolic Living. Remember, guys, we are all in this together, so let's come out of this stronger than ever. It's time to boost your metabolism, strengthen your immunity, and flatten this curve. Enjoy your stuffed zucchini boats, and I will see you all tomorrow.